How are you gonna show it?
Leave them teasing.
We should definitely leave them teasing. But we had a bunch of people ask, they wanted us to show the process of building the headers. So we started on our third runner. Now we have the first two that we did yesterday already finished welded, just because some of the spaces were gonna be really tight. So I figured I'd get those done so it didn't tweak or warp or anything. So now that these are all done, we're working on our next runner, and that's already tacked in place. So our last runner is gonna come down and do that 180 right there. And then we will have to do an extension here, and then we'll do some pies down to the third tri-Y, and this side will be done. It's looking spicy.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the overlaps and the crosses and the wrapping one behind the other kind of deal. Given we don't have much room on this side, for one, because the starter's there and the frame rail's relatively close. The other side, there's a steering shaft, but at least there's no starter, which lets you get a little closer to the
steering
block.
shaft is going to be a lot of fun to go through, but then the rest of it's like Dixie Chicks. It's wide open spaces. Looking forward to the other side.
It's fucking...
You don't see me?
What are you filming me?
I'm trying to film and you guys are, you know.
We're just here.
That's
here
our boy
at
Kev.
HQ at the LZ compound.
Cash Kev, our boy in the S13.
That's it. Just
That's
S13.
it. It's not a hatch, so it's just an S13,
Just the S13.
which is the best kind of S13.
It's got a JZ, which is the world's greatest engine in it. Don't let the LS guys tell you otherwise.
You know what I'm working on right now?
Headers.
For what?
Like a 4-cylinder.
Not quite. An LS.
God damn it.
Yeah, get out.
Oh, that's why it looks
The door's
so
that
shitty.
way.
Look, that's why it looks so shitty, huh?
Yeah, He was just bragging about how much he liked these. All right, so Joel is gone. He is in Canada, and me and Chris are trying to plug away. Got a lot going on. So it's really hard for us to film, so we're gonna try and do a little bit. I have one of my buddies that is visiting, so I'm gonna make him pick up the camera here for like an hour or two, and we'll try and get some updates done for you for this Saturday's video. So, as you guys knew, I was working on the headers, and they are going fantastically. I have the passenger side all mocked up. It fits amazing, and I have just a few more welds to do on it. I'm finished welding everything, and then I'm going to take the head off of my LS block that I have. That's my personal LS. That way I can bolt this to it, and then I'm going to finish weld the runners to the actual manifold. Once I get the head taken off my motor, I can bolt the flange to it, and then I'll end up finish welding this. I just have it tacked right now because I don't want to overheat it and I don't want to warp it. So I want it to sit nice and flat. So it's just tacked for now. So I'll finish weld everything else, and that way I can back purge it on the head, make sure the valves are open so it actually will let the argon flow through there, and it'll have nice back purges around this. And then afterwards I will just shove a bunch of argon in it and finish weld the insides of them as well. And if you see, I have metal tape on these because it's really hard to get a bunch 1 7/8 block offs for these. You'd have to buy 4 of them. So I just use metal tape and then I poke holes through it. And if you look, they've been patched a few times because each time I'm working a runner, I will actually only poke holes in that runner. So the argon will flow through, and I'll make sure I'll get all the good argon flow through the runner that I'm currently running through. That way I have really nice back purging, and I have, you know, everything is flowing through that actual runner instead of it flowing through all 4, and then I have to crank that up and have it going at, you know, 30 CFMs just to have it go through there. So in this case, I don't have to run as much argon as if I had all 4 open. This is the easiest way to do it. And this stuff's cheap. You can get a roll of this for like $10, and it'll last you a long time. And then if you have anything else, like if you have small gaps, you know, you can tape it up with it while you're welding the rest of it, till when you get to where you're welding and there might be like a small expansion gap there from heat, instead of it exiting out of there and not getting all of the full back purging, you can tape it up and that'll take care of the problem. Alright, so while I'm doing all my fab work, Chris is over here doing some wiring.
Yeah, we got all the stuff for the PWM for the fan set up. We got our bulkhead here through where our power wire comes from the battery where the circuit breaker is. And I also finished up pretty much all the wiring up on the panel up there. Honestly, like, if you're looking at it, it's not going to look like I did a whole lot more, but if you look at it, it's still pretty. Putting on a couple switches. We just got the last of our stuff from Link. I have to go through the engine harness and check a couple things. And then,
I don't think they can hear you. Say that again.
so I got to go through the engine harness and check a couple things for the coil pack outputs because they could potentially be switched. So Forrest messaged me and told me that they had an issue with one of the harnesses, so they just want to double check everything in every harness just to make sure when we fire it up it doesn't run off the wrong firing order, which is actually a problem we had with Savia's car before. So let's not do that again.
No. Make it work. The first time. So yeah, very nice job there, Chris. Shout out to Link, setting it up. And Chris doing a phenomenal job wiring. All nice and tucky. Bulkhead connectors, all the goods. Coming along.